I'll show him. He'll see that he needs me. Flint, come here.
A voice echoed out from behind him.
Yeah, boss?
I have a little errand for you.
Long ago, the world was at war. But then the 10 dragons arrived and changed everything. They brought peace to the world and gave us the gift of magic. Those who can use that magic are called sorcerers. But that is about to change. My name is Nova, and this is the story of how I became the first Warlock. Episode 4, Xarion's Test. Teacher versus Students.
After a long day of travel, Class Red finally reached the village of Graywood. The village was almost hidden by the forest, with some houses built directly into huge trees. As they walked down the main road through the townsfolk stared at the group, unsmiling and unfriendly. Nova tried to smile and greet a few of them, while Briar led them to the local tavern, where they had booked a few rooms for the night. Instead of the jovial and festive greeting they received the day before, they were met with cold glances.
Geez, talk about a warm welcome. These people are giving me the creeps.
Yeah, everyone is staring at us. Do I have something in my teeth or something?
You're outsiders. People don't trust you.
Even though you're with us?
Well, I don't trust you either.
Yeah, we kinda got that. I'm gonna go see how the grub is.
Ren stepped over to the bar to ask for their menu.
You'll be staying here tonight. I'll be back in the morning so we can leave. Be ready at 7 a.m. sharp. I expect you to be well rested.
With a self-confident hair toss, Briar exited the tavern.
I'm actually pretty hungry myself. Let's go see what they've got.
Well, if it isn't the Devil of Oakvale himself.
Felix Goodfeather, Legacy, Beast Speak.
Felix, I was hoping we'd run into you. I thought you'd be bored of training new recruits by now.
And I thought you'd drive all your students away by day 2.
Well, it's day 3 and Xarion has already dropped me from the sky and let me be attacked by bandits, but we're still here.
Ah, one of your young protégés. You must be Briar's teammate.
Teammate isn't how I would describe our relationship so far.
She can be a little bristly, but she's doing her best. I know that much. But you know all about that.
Actually, I don't.
Oh, you haven't heard about her? I thought she'd be famous in Oakvale by now.
Really? What did she do?
After her mum left, she had to prove herself to everyone. She's done a lot around here, defended Graywood from a band of raiders single-handedly, helped strengthen our border with stone shale, even increased crops from the area tenfold, fed a lot of hungry mouths with her legacy. She's had to work hard to distance herself from her mother.
What happened to her mom?
She was the strongest one in the region by far. In fact, this whole forest was created in a matter of seconds from her legacy.
Wow.
But she killed a bunch of recruits and vanished, so you can understand why Briar isn't the most friendly. She lives in the shadow of something terrible her mother did. But her heart's in the right place.
I handpicked this team myself because I thought the 3 of you had the most potential. So don't worry, she'll warm up to you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure she just needs time to get used to us.
You guys, everything here is vegetarian. They have like 9 different kinds of salads.
Ooh, my mom always says that fiber is an important part of any diet.
Ren, meet Felix.
I wonder what kind of protein they use around here. I hope it's tofu-based. Lentils do not agree with my stomach.
Nice to meet you too, Ren. Does it mind if I have a word with you?
Oh, sure thing. Nova, order me something without peppers. I can't stand them.
The 2 of them left the table to go speak at the more secluded bar.
I'm glad you're here, you know. We've had 6 recruits disappear in the last month, and I think I've seen a stone shale uniform in the distance a few times. I'm worried they might be making some sort of play.
They don't seem that bold. At least not that I've heard. An X?
I don't want to take any chances. You think you could stick around a few days? Having a level 13 around might help put us at ease.
Sure thing. I don't mind starting classes out here.
Maybe you can teach the recruits a thing or two as well.
Hold it! Who's the chef?
That would be me. Got something to say, kid?
Yeah, you bet I do. You call this a soup? I've had water with more flavor. What did you do for a base?
Everyone's a critic. Look, kid, if you think you can make a better dish, be my guest. But we don't have any meat here, so it won't be some walk in the park.
Please, you think I'm just some kind of meathead? I could cook circles around you with nothing but table salt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah!
Oh, I better go take care of this. I'll bring them up to the training center tomorrow morning.
You're a lifesaver. Thank you so much.
Hey, where do you keep the spinach?
What are you, blind? It's right next to the scallions!
I cannot believe he is actually doing this right now.
After a heated discussion in the back room, Ren and the chef emerged from the kitchen, Ren carrying a plate of spring rolls.
Now this is how you cook up a plant. Bon appetit, suckers.
Wow, this is actually pretty good, kid.
Ha! Nobody outcooks me. Nobody.
I take it all back. It's worth listening to all Ren's constant yelling as long as I get to keep eating his food. Oh, this is heaven.
All right. Change of plans. We're staying here a few more days.
What? Why?
Everyone else is going to be in some stuffy classroom in a few days. Wouldn't you rather be in the great outdoors?
I mean, yeah, but you still dodged the question.
Sounds good to me. I get restless indoors during the day.
I don't think I've ever seen Ren not restless.
Get some rest. Training starts tomorrow morning. Follow the trail signs towards the mountain. We'll be starting at the training center. I'll let Briar know about the change of plans. Oh, and wear your uniforms.
Finally, a chance to relax with a good fight.
The next day, Ren and Nova walked the path outside of town to a small clearing at the foot of the mountains. It was a beautiful summer day, cooled by a light wind coming off the rising peaks. A training field with an obstacle course, training dummies, and observation towers filled the space.
This might actually be pretty nice.
Yeah, there's nothing like the feeling of a fresh breeze to get the blood pumping.
I hope we do this quickly. I'd like to get to proper lessons as soon as possible.
Briar had suddenly appeared behind the duo.
Where did you come from?
Warn somebody before you pop out of nowhere like that. What are you trying to do, kill me?
No, though apparently it would be quite easy.
You smug little...
Students, behave.
He shouted, appearing out of thin air.
Holy hell! Don't you people ever say hello?
God, seriously, stop scaring us.
Of course, the low-level students have a low-level perception.
Low level my ass. We just got a little something called manners that the two of you seem to have missed.
All right, let's get moving. We've got a full day ahead of ourselves.
Xarion led the three of them to the middle of the field. As they walked past a stone dormitory, Nova could swear out of the corner of her eye she could see students peering out of their windows.
Now,
Today, I'm going to take a base assessment of your skills so I can track your progress over the next few years.
it's important for a sorcerer to know what their strengths and weaknesses are so they can know how to improve and compensate for those things.
Strength, huh? Now you're talking my language.
It's astounding how little you seem to think. Guess we don't have to guess at your weakness.
All right, that's it. Can I fight her first?
Actually, no. Lucky for us, we can knock out a few of these tests at once. I will assess your strength, dexterity, and constitution in 30-second individual sparring matches.
Wait, you want each of us to fight you? Now that doesn't seem fair. You're way stronger and older than us.
Oh, thank you for volunteering to go first, Nova. It'll just be like your sparring class in school.
Oh, that was my worst class.
Don't worry, I'll be holding back. I've seen your grades.
Well, that is... Hey, wait!
Xarion rushed at Nova with a speed she had never seen before. Nova managed to jump out of the way of his advance, but before she could mount a counterattack, she was knocked prone by Xarion's swift second attack.
Of course I had her in my class. Though it's nice to know we have a strong instructor.
Ha! Sure, she may not be able to keep up with that kind of speed yet, but if you think Twinkles is some kind of weakling, you're in for a hell of a shock.
That was holding back.
Oh, too slow. You're going to need to work on that.
I know.
Know what?
Nothing.
I think that was enough. Briar, you're next.
With a smirk on his face, Xarion snapped his fingers and was suddenly right next to Briar, about to attack.
Vine bind.
Xarion looked down to find a vine wrapped around his right arm. Immediately, Briar leapt back.
You think I haven't picked up on that little trick already? You have a habit of keeping your right hand up after you use Dimension Door, and you always attack with your right hand first.
Not only does she have remarkable control over legacy, but she's observant as well. She's good.
Xarion spent the rest of the 30 seconds looking for openings to land one hit on Briar. but she was able to dodge gracefully and deflect all of his attacks.
He barely even got close to her.
Yeah, it's effective. But what's the fun in fighting when all you do is defend?
Nice work, Briar. Okay, Ren, it's your turn.
Finally! One-on-one is where I shine the most. Give me all you got, and see if it's enough to keep up.
All right, I'll give you a nice close-ranged brawl.
Xarion teleported behind Ren and flung a barrage of punches at his torso. Ren, however, began to dodge effortlessly. Almost too fast for Nova to keep track of, Ren was moving in a style that Nova had not yet seen him use. Instead of using his typical head-on fashion, Ren had begun moving in sporadic motions. A combination of jumps, leaps, and dodges kept him in constant motion, almost like a dance. Suddenly, hitting Ren became like trying to hit a single snowflake in a blizzard. Xarion was keeping up with his movements, but couldn't land a single blow.
Whoa! I didn't know that Ren could move like that. It kind of reminds me of a monkey.
He is remarkably fast and flexible. Not that it would help him against me.
Dizzy yet? Because now comes the fun part.
In combination with his rapid dodging, Ren began to throw a few attacks of his own. Instead of just using punches, Ren was also mixing in a series of kicks, using his full body to unleash a daunting amount of attacks from every angle. Xarion was able to block the first punch, as well as the second, but suddenly Ren's leg was flying towards him far too fast.
Phoenix Foot!
The heel of Ren's boot, lit with flames, landed solidly between Xarion's shoulders. Xarion was sent to the ground with a hearty thud.
Oh, right in the spine. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have held back so much.
Ren used his kick like a springboard to land solidly on 2 feet, cape billowing from the motion.
Hey Dex, what does that stupid sorcery ranking say about me again?
A small, single hand-sized scroll flew out of Ren's knapsack and into his palm.
Ren Deserthord, level 3.
Ha! Told you so. Next time I want to see you go all out. I'm going to use you to get stronger.
Whoa, what's that? And, why does it talk?
My interest is piqued as well.
Was I the only one who actually went to the stupid orientation? They gave us a bunch of weird crap.
According to school records, Briar Nightshade was excused from orientation, and Nova Ravenwood was accepted into the school after the ceremony had taken place.
I feel like I have to explain everything around here. This is the Scrolodex. It's able to show and use any information stored in the school library. All you gotta do is ask it something and it tells you all you need to know.
It's a pleasure to meet you, students.
So cool!
This would be useful to identify natural flora and fauna.
Nice work, everyone. From that, I can tell you that you all have work to do. Nova, you need to work on your strength, but also keeping cool under pressure. Briar, you have remarkable dexterity, but I believe that's compensating for your constitution. Your combat style prioritizes defense, but you have to attack eventually. Ren, your strength is astounding, especially for someone your age. Actually, you did very well in all the physical categories. You have other areas that need work.
Oh yeah, name one, wise guy.
Like your attitude. I know you're a good kid with a good head on your shoulders, but your people skills could use some work too. Yours as well, Briar.
I think my attitude is just fine.
Nova, this is the one place where you actually excelled. Great work.
Oh, yes! Wait, hey!
Now I think we need to test your teamwork. I've got a good idea of what you can do individually, but a good amount of your work in the future is going to be team-based. So I need to gauge just how much work we have on our hands.
Wait, what? We're all gonna fight you?
Exactly. Don't worry, I won't go all out, but I want the 3 of you to work together to land a single blow on me.
What, just one? I did that on my own like a few seconds ago.
But this time, I'll be using Mist to boost my abilities. So take this seriously. Come at me with everything you've got.
Well, if that's the case...
Ren smashed his fists together, lighting them both up with sparks, and threw a punch as fast as he could at Xarion. But it stopped just shy of hitting him. A nearly translucent barrier shimmered in the sunlight.
What, a shield spell?
By all means, Ren, begin the test.
Oh, hang on, Ren. We should make a plan or something.
All right, now we're talking. I wonder how many punches it's gonna take to break this thing.
Ren unleashed a barrage of punches, all of them striking the shield with no effect.
The danger of attacking alone is you open yourself up to counterattacks.
Xarion clapped his hands together and a thunderous energy erupted from him, knocking all of the students back.
I thought you said you'd be holding back.
I am. That's a first level spell.
I can handle this. Vine bind.
Briar performed the typical movements needed to command her vines, but this time nothing happened.
My vines aren't pushing out of the ground. What's going on?
It's important to be aware of your surroundings.
Look, the dirt. It's been turned to stone.
In the few seconds it had taken the students to stand up after his last attack, Xarion had placed his hands on the ground and transformed the area he was standing into solid stone.
Your vines are strong, but I think they would work better if someone distracted me first.
Oh, I got your distraction right here.
Ren once again rushed at Xarion with a flurry of punches and kicks, but Xarion dodged all of them.
Briar, we have to come at him at the same time. If you go...
Are you gonna dazzle him with some sparkles? You'll just get in my way. If I can't attach my vines to him directly, I'll show him a thornier side. Thatch missile!
Briar had summoned a cluster of vines around her, and on her command, the thorns began to shoot out like missiles aimed right at Xarion. And Ren.
Hey, Miss Daffodil, watch where you're aiming.
What did you just call me?
Hey, pay attention to me. I'm your target.
Fine. Let's see your shield take this. Taser Grip Overcharge.
Ren's fist lit up with a blinding amount of electricity as he swung towards Xarion's head. But before he could realize it, Xarion's left hand caught it.
Mind if I borrow this?
The electricity quickly left Ren's fist and had reappeared in Xarion's right hand. He swiftly hit Ren in the side, shocking his whole body.
How the hell did you... Ah!
I'll just have to cut off his visibility now.
Briar reached into one of the 6 small pouches on her thighs and released a handful of spores into the air. Suddenly, hundreds of small mushrooms filled the field and released a thick purple fog. Xarion and Ren disappeared into the cloud.
Oh, you just blinded Ren, too!
It's obvious your teacher is a superior sorcerer. You need to find a way to get your classmates to work with you.
I know, I'm thinking, but everything is just moving so fast and I can't come up with anything. Briar won't take our help and Ren just keeps attacking head on. How are we... Wait, Ren, come here!
Ren dashed out of the spores, coughing.
This better not trigger my allergies.
Are you okay, Ren? That looked brutal.
Yeah, it's a good thing he can only take my own elements. I built up resistance to those things years ago.
Ren, I have an idea.
Ha! About time. I've been waiting for you to hop in. Lay it on me.
Nova began to whisper her plan into Ren's ear. Meanwhile, Briar continued shooting thorns into the cloud of spores, unsure if she was making contact with Xarion. Suddenly, she heard a voice from behind.
If you can't see your enemy, that's a disadvantage for you, too.
You're so predictable, Professor.
With a wave of her hands, a massive Venus flytrap emerged from the ground behind Briar and snapped shut.
It's over, Professor. You shouldn't be able to move in there.
As Briar turned around to examine the plant, a bolt of energy struck her in the back, knocking her down. Xarion stepped out of the spores unscathed.
And you need to make sure you keep your ego in check. An overconfident sorcerer is easy to trick.
And you should know better than to take your eyes off of me. Ice Lightning!
Ren began to assault Xarion in a rotating barrage of ice and electric punches. And every punch was once again stopped by the shield.
Thanks for not taking your eyes off of me, Teach.
As the last of the cloud of spores began to clear, Xarion could see that Nova had taken a stance directly behind him.
From behind? How did she... Oh, I see. She was hiding behind Ren's cape in order to sneak behind me. Ha! Finally. It took him long enough.
Now! Blast him, Twinkles!
Astral Beam!
A beam of energy shot out of Nova's hands directly at Xarion. As it approached, he put up his left hand to block its path. As it connected with his palm, the energy seemed to be absorbed by it, disappearing from view.
Damn it, how did he do that?
That's enough. The test is over.
What? But we haven't hit you yet.
That was just part of it. I wanted to see how long it would take the three of you to work together. Nova and Ren, nicely done. If I didn't have my legacy, you surely would have hit me with that. Briar, you are a talented sorcerer, but you can't do everything on your own.
Yes, Professor.
Look, that was all Twinkle's idea, Teach. I can't take credit for any of it.
That's what being a team is all about. It's about fighting with all of your abilities, not just your strength. That was an impressive blast, Nova. I see your confidence in your power is increasing.
Thanks, Xarion, but it didn't work against the bandits. Why is my power so inconsistent?
Because you keep doubting your abilities. Now stop beating yourself up and let's take a break.
The four of them walked over to a shady section of trees near the entrance of the training field to relax. As they walked, Ren and Nova began immediately recounting their favorite moments of the fight, but Briar solemnly followed behind.
Now, before we keep training, I'd like to know what the three of you have in mind for the future. Tell me, why are you a sorcerer?
Why? Sorry, Teach. If you're looking for something noble, you're out of luck. I just love fighting. I want to fight as many people as possible, but to fight strong people, you gotta get stronger. So here I am.
Specific goals are attainable goals. I hope I'm there to see some of the legendary matches you're going to have. Nova, what about you?
My dad and my brother were both incredibly powerful sorcerers. Ever since I can remember, I've dreamt of being just like them. I will master this power and make my family proud.
You're gonna do great, kid. I have a feeling that...
In that instant, an explosion of fire erupted right where Ren was standing. A vortex of flame shot into the air, and when it subsided, all that remained was dust and ash.
Ren, no!
A slender man with bright red hair cut into a short bob stepped out of the smoke. His eyes had serious bags under them, as if he hadn't slept in weeks.
Well, that was easy. I can't believe you guys gave the bandits so much trouble. You there, with the purple hair, you'll be coming with me. But first, let's take care of your little flammable plant friend.
Nova, run.
Briar launched a vine at the man, but he caught it in his hand and ignited it.
All of you small fry are so boring. Can't you just realize I've got you beat and die quickly?
I'd appreciate it if you would treat my students with some respect.
The three of them looked up to see Xarion and Ren on a tree branch. Xarion's hand on Ren's shoulder. Ren had a healthy layer of ash over his body, but otherwise seemed unscathed.
You asshole! You singed my cape! They didn't say anything about a tiefling. Who might you be? Another recruit? I've toasted a few of them already. I can't imagine I'll have any trouble with you.
In the blink of an eye, Xarion appeared behind Flint.
Personally, I like a fight with a little more cover, but you seem like you might harm these trees, so let's take this elsewhere.
And with a snap of his fingers, the two of them were in the middle of the training field.
How did you... I must have been too distracted. Well, no matter. The next time you touch me, I'll melt your arm off.
I'm not a recruit if you couldn't tell. I'm a teacher. And do you know what the worst thing about being a teacher is?
What, having to stand so much?
Xarion began to unclasp the metal gauntlets on his hands. They fell to the ground with a crash, easily weighing upwards of 100 pounds.
It's the fact that you never get a chance to go all out.
Warlock, Episode 4, Xarion's Test. Nova is played by Claire Clausen. Ren by Nick Akins. Briar by Jackie Webb. The Lady in Darkness by Tamara Deering. Mendel and Xarion by Zachary Burrell. Additional voices by Isaac Otterman and Layla Ortiz. Written by Zachary Burrell, Claire Clausen, Nick Akins, Jackie Webb, and Tamara Deering. Edited by Zachary Burrell. Music by Epidemic Sounds. Special thanks to Wizards of the Coast, a Pact and Boon podcast. Follow us on social media at Warlock D&D. If you enjoy what you're hearing, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. Thank you for listening.
Next time on Warlock, the battle between Xarion and Flint heats up as Xarion finally gives a glimpse of his full power. But will it be enough to stop the blazing villain?
Damn! I hate missing a fight.
Are you trying to go from medium to well done?
That's big talk from somebody whose ability is basically kindling.
Guys, maybe this isn't the best time to be arguing. Episode 5, Equilibrium, on Warlock.